If you suffer from epilepsy or are otherwise, I guess, a little bit sensitive to rapidly flashing lights, the gamma gun projectiles, when they miss in VATS, tend to flash around a little bit, so, just be wary of that. Just looking out for you. There's your warning. G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is a quad gamma gun with 25% faster fire rate and 15% faster reload, major and minor legendary effects respectively. It's a pretty damn decent setup of legendary effects for a gamma gun, because normally these things have a capacity of 8 rounds, that's multiplied by 4, so we've got 32, and the faster fire rate boosts as well with the signal repeater here, making it automatic, giving us a fire rate of 114, which is significantly faster than what the standard 75 fire rate is, and the 15% faster reload will help us reload this thing faster, obviously, and help us get more DPS downrange. It's kind of like a radiation Glock. It's quite good. So this thing, I'm not actually sure whether it's been changed. I haven't used a gamma gun in ages, but we're doing 159 and 125 ballistic and radiation damage respectively. So that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and chuck some perks on. Now, despite this thing being automatic with the signal repeater, it is still boosted by the gunslinger perks, which are, normally there for the semi-auto weapons or the non-automatics. But yeah, just if you're using a gamma gun, chuck the gunslinger ones on. We've also got Bloody Mess, and now we're doing 283. If you want to have a look at the build was there. Just pause during the previous section there, and looks like we're good to go. Okay, so prior to actually getting here, I noticed I recorded that first section there with half a health bar. This is what the damage actually is. I had a little bit of adrenal reaction boosting it before. 223, still good. Still very good. We'll probably want to be a little bit more conservative when we shoot this thing because, well, let me just reload this, by the way. Yeah, see, 32 in the magazine. Basically, what we want to do here is conserve the ammo as much as possible because honestly, the gamma rounds aren't cheap. You don't create a whole lot of them, and they're not the most common thing to find in the wasteland. Now, despite this having a little bit of splash damage, it's not actually boosted by... Bugger off, mate. Wow, that's inconsistent for you. It's not actually boosted by adrenal reaction. You can actually irradiate yourself with it like that. So, people have asked, why don't I use a gamma gun or something to, give myself radiation if I'm doing a build that is bloodied and, usually my health is gated by radiation. Okay, so apparently there's some lag in the server. That's not good. I'd rather not have that. But honestly, it's just a waste of resources, and plus, we're living in a nuclear wasteland. If you can't find radiation in the world of Fallout, then you're a fucking idiot, or either that or you're playing New Vegas. Also, this is the costume, by the way. We've got the Free States helmet and then outfit with the Raider gas mask. It's actually pretty awesome looking. And now we're doing 352 and 125. Let's keep going. Alright, so at range, this thing's not going to be as good as your standard hit scan weapon, simply because, well, the bullets, I guess the projectiles would be the better term here, take a while to get there, so forget about sniping with this thing, but that's okay, because when we use this thing in VATS anyway, we kind of want to be nice and close to make sure our shot percentages are halfway decent before we commence firing. See, that's pretty good. That's doing alright. There we go. That dogger is down. Looks like we're clear. And yeah, we're still doing the same damage. Haven't lost too much health out of that. Righto, we're on the inside now. Much more risk of actually shooting something close to us and making ourselves die to radiation poisoning. Which you can counter with Radex. So, a tactical combat use of Radex here might save your life if you're a little bit trigger happy. But, trigger discipline is worth having. The doggos still scream after they're dead if they commence howling before you put the final bullet into them, which is always fun. They just like to remind you that they're there. And honestly, not too worried about receiving too many hits unless we get our limbs crippled because, again, they're made of, like, I don't know, fucking plasticine or something. Anyways, I swear I saw a doggo behind there. There he is. He did. He cloaked, used a stealth boy and sprinted down there, and then he uncloaked. Silly doggo. Alright, so now we probably want to grab a little bit of cover here and just defend ourselves from our attackers without getting too close and without opening ourselves up to multiple lanes of fire. Also, back away when the doggos are around. I'm thinking that's a grenade. Now, I've got fireproof, so that shouldn't be too bad. Whoops. And if you've got ghoulish and you get yourself to an amount of health that you might be seeing now, you can just shoot the ground and heal yourself. So there's a potential another tactical use for using a Gatling gun. You know what? I'm going to show that off. I don't give a shit. Alright. The true test here is to figure out... There we go. There we go. Full heal after one shot. But, yeah, the true test there was sorting through my perks faster than they can kill me, which they decided not to push during all of that. Just need to heal myself. If you do a Rad-X, you'll take significantly less Rads, and... Wow, what a camper. And you won't heal yourself as much, so keep that in mind. And if you're gonna heal yourself a lot using Ghoulish and the Gamma Gun, keep in mind that you probably want to have a right away on speed dial. They're common. Ghouls drop them a lot, ironically. You fucking kidding me? Just shoot the cunt. Jesus. How do you cripple 3 things? Also, I whipped out my Gauss pistol. No, go away. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes the limb crippling in this game is wildly inconsistent. It's weird. In other news, Bethesda are fixing that awful bug that would happen if you died whilst being over capacity with your unyielding armor. So they figured out how to fix that, which is nice. See, I've been reading the PTS forums. I've been lurking a little bit because this game is fucking pissing me off, and I'd really like to see improvements from this game from time to time. Now, I probably could have chucked on Serendipity at this point, I reckon, but we'll just take the healing instead. It's going to slow down our adrenal reaction a little bit, but whatever. Yeah, despite hitting this thing for over 376 damage, apparently we're only hitting them for 96. That might be the explosive damage that we're seeing. I don't really know what's happening. It's not punching through the armor like you would. If you're hitting for that amount of damage with a gun that fires bullets, you probably won't have a problem. So, I don't know, there's something a little bit sketchy about this thing, but whatever, we'll try to kill some ghouls with this thing. It'll be easy, it's fine, don't worry. Alright, we've almost blown through half of our ammo supply here, so I gotta start being a little bit more conservative with my bullets here, like I said I would, but I actually didn't. Are you kidding me? Hang on, just give me a second, boys. I need to get rid of that. Alright, I'll give you a couple of freebies. Well, I've got Ghoulish, so they're not going to hit quite as bad as they usually would. Yeah, with the damage from the Gamma Guns, you can outdo whatever radiation damage can kill them. I think that's a change that they made earlier on, and apparently the ghouls actually give a shit now. Also, if you ever pick up radworms and you want to heal yourself with this thing, yeah, I wouldn't bother. 250 rads when this thing hits you. That's gonna kill you pretty quickly. I'll try to see if I can actually heal the ghouls by this. Apparently, it's really silent. Well, I guess if the ghouls can't figure out where this thing's shooting them from, why can't they detect me? Is this like a... Okay. Well, I'm at Nerd Rage right now, right? So I've got 1 rank in Sneak and all of this agility to keep me hidden. But as it turns out, well, they're... Oh, that's really weird. Well, apparently this thing's suppressed. There you go, suppressed energy weapon. Obviously that ain't gonna help you all the time, but, you know, it's nice that it's there. There you go, I've actually used gun bashing. I played Fallout 4 for a little bit, and you can actually use gun bash in that game to do good damage. Yeah, clever ghoul. Yeah, if it wasn't blatantly obvious that you shouldn't use a gamma gun on ghouls despite you can actually kill them, well, yeah. So, let me lay this down for you. Basically, they're gonna run at you like ghouls would usually do, and they'll hit you, they'll get real close, and if you shoot them whilst too close, you'll take some radiation damage from your gamma gun, and they'll immediately follow it up with their own radiation damage, which stacks rather quickly. Doesn't help that I'm lagging right now, but whatever, it's fine. Alright, what have we got left out of this lot? Just a couple. You can move physics objects around with it too, which, you know, could potentially cause problems if your creation engine isn't feeling in top shape the day you do it, but yeah, well, look, it's a underleveled knife. Okay, so now with Wastelanders out, and this thing's radiation damage only uses being out of PvP, well, that's not the thing anymore. So yeah, you can actually shoot humans with it now, and get radiation damage. doesn't really mean a whole lot. You're out damaging the radiation portion by a significant amount anyway, so it's kind of not all that worth it. If they were legendary, however, I'd imagine you could, stop them from mutating because you'll gate the health off, and when they regenerate from their mutation, when they're legendary, it doesn't recover the radiation. At least it didn't in Fallout 4. It could have in this game. I'd see no reason for them to change it. Anyways, we've got 450, yeah, around there, bullets left in this, so we'll try to make the best use of them. And I'm thinking if I use this thing in VATS, it'll be the best way to run it. I saw a 503 there. That might have been a critical. Alright, so hopefully the giant hitboxes of the regular old crabs will make this an easier fight for me. They were fighting some Blood Eagles over there. They're using laser guns, and that ain't right. Get out of here. Now, how much damage did I actually do to that guy? You'll notice that I'm actually hitting the shots on the ground and it explodes like a second after. That's some good lag game, I appreciate that. That's probably on my end though. There's a lot of people on the bandwidth in my house during this recording because people are over, so that's helpful. When people are over, but my sister's visiting. Sister Noob is visiting again. Makes it sound like a nun. But yeah, she likes to use the internet and, hogs it up for the rest of us. What the bloody hell was going on there? Oh yeah, if you miss this thing in VATS, it kind of just whacks out. It's interesting. Well, you can get the job done, I guess. Man, I should put a siege warning at the start of this video. This is fucking weird. Okay, one final task and 350 bullets to do it. Let's go. Well, we're off to a semi-decent start. Where's number 3 from here? Whatever, you'll probably find their way to me after I start attacking this bat. Wow, I can't believe I actually managed to hit that. And we'll just let Concentrated Fire do its thing. Yeah, we haven't actually had a good opportunity to show off this thing in VATS all that much. So I'm glad the Scorched Beast could have given us that opportunity. Probably could have went for the torso. That's a critical. Ah, yeah, the projectiles sort of, I guess, seek the targets a little bit. But when they just can't be bothered hitting sometimes. It's a very temperamental weapon. We can luckily manage to get the quick bit of damage on the Scorched Beast like that when they fly over us, which is nice. We'll continue to use this thing in VATS, I suppose. May as well hold down the trigger, go full auto. Almost done with this one. There we go. I feel like the projectiles with these things have big old hitboxes too. Like firing giant energy basketballs out of your gun. Well, it's bigger than a basketball, but you've got a little bit of leeway. That's some more siege-erific stuff. Thanks, Bethesda. Thanks, Jeff Gardner. Okay. So it appears that whatever splash damage there is barely isn't anything. So if you're using this, well, if you've got a gunslinger, you got to be spec to using VATS. Just use VATS. Just make the best you can out of whatever shot you got, I suppose. There's not much else you can really do with this thing. Yeah, go away, mate. Alright. Let's see if we can't summon one of the depths of hell. Yes, perfect. Well, that's awkward. There we go. Fastest repair finger in the West. Oh, I've got to reload it first. Totally wasted that opportunity. Probably should have had a quick look at that. Anyways, he's flying close by, so we'll do that. Yeah, that worked, I guess. Liking the rate of fire on this thing works super well with, is that super mutants? No, we're already done with super mutants, mate. Get out of here. Yeah, the rate of fire makes this thing pretty fucking good in Concentrated Fire because you just bump up your shot accuracy so quick, so you can, use the first 3 or 4 shots to get that guaranteed chance up, and then you maybe pause so the game doesn't continue whiffing all the shots. And then you can probably make a good use out of that. Whether this thing is actually usable, well, here's the verdict. There's not a lot of things that this weapon can do that the 10mm pistol can't do better. The 10mm pistol actually has a suppressor. It's got easier to acquire ammo, easy to acquire parts, which is massive. And if you want a high damage dealing solution to a pistol build. We've got the Gauss pistols now. Normally I would have said, yeah, these are great, but honestly, they've kind of not really worth it anymore. Plus, the non-hit scan projectile can cause some lag problems if you've got an Australian connection, so that's the thing. Yeah, I won't be doing another Gamma Gun for an extremely long time now. Looks like I'll have to look up guides how to farm copper, because all this fucking game is farming and grinding. Can't make a gameplay good enough to, make you be worth playing. You just gotta farm all the time. Enough ranting. This is the wrong weapon. So this thing, it's pretty good. I would recommend using it if you happen to get one, but, I mean, meh. And I don't give a shit about PvP. You can talk about that in the comments. I won't make any comments about that. Thank you very much, guys. I'm out of here.